Hi everybody, welcome to Melissa's Masterclass. Today we're going to be doing a king oyster mushroom stir fry with crispy noodles, and we have a very special chef guest today, Chef Mike McCutcheon, one of our favorite regional chefs with us here.
Hi guys, I got one of the senior executive chefs for the Northeast region. I'm happy to be with the Uhart family today and Chef Melissa, who's awesome. Today we're going to do, like she said, we're going to do a take on a stir fry. Stir fries are great because you could do them with multiple ingredients. They're fast, they're accessible, and you can kind of customize them to your own liking. So today we're going to do a vegan version with these beautiful king oyster mushrooms, which we scored like a hash cut, and we're going to sear them off, and then we'll build our stir fry. But stir fries is a traditional Chinese dish, like 1500 years ago. They used it for lack of fuel, so they wanted to cook at a speedy rate so they could save on fuel. So that's why a stir fry is really quick and speedy like that. But there's lots of versions of stir fry, but we're going to do our take on a nice vegan one. We're going to start the stir fry process. We're doing it a little differently here because we have these beautiful mushrooms that I want to remain intact, okay? A lot of times you could cut them and score them individually and have chunks, and then you could build your stir fries doing the mushrooms first. But we're going to do the mushrooms separately, and then we're going to do the stir fry, and then we're going to add the mushrooms on top for a nice presentation. So we got a pan over medium heat here. It's smoking a bit, so oil. We're going to do about 2 tablespoons to 3.
Now when you're doing your stir fries, do you have any type of oil preference for stir fries?
I like to use a neutral oil, but also add flavored oil like sesame oil to it as well to get some flavor. Because you can't really do a nice high heat sear with just strictly like a sesame oil. But a peanut oil would work nice.
Peanut oil.
You know, grapeseed oil is another great one that I would like to use. But this one's just a very neutral vegetable oil. So we're gonna season these with a little salt and pepper. Not too much because stir fry is soy based, which has a lot of sodium. So soy sauce also has umami flavor. So umami is another one of those taste buds. So you got salt, you got bitter, you got sweet, you got sugar, sour.
Sweet, sour.
And then umami. So mushrooms, when you cook them, will bring the umami flavor out. Same with soy sauce and like other sauces that are Asian, like the bean sauce that we're gonna use. So we're just gonna cook these 2 to 3 minutes. We want to get a nice sear on them. I'm using a non-stick pan here, but you can use a stainless steel pan. I feel like you get a pretty good sear with these non-sticks. I'm going to season a little bit on the other side now. And the salt and pepper kind of helps with the caramelization process. That's beautiful. That's the color you want to see. We're almost there. And the good thing is now we'll take these out and let them sit, and we'll add to our dish when we're ready to plate. But we'll also use this same pan for the noodles. We're going to also do a nice crispy noodle with some scallions. Scallions are very popular in Asian cooking. When you brown them, they get this really, really nice, sweet, caramelized flavor, which is going to work well with the noodles in our dish. Kind of brings it all together. We're going to turn this off for now. Nice job on those mushrooms. Yeah. Went to the Asian market and got these beautiful mushrooms.
If you're ever looking for fun specialty produce, right down the street, about 10-15 minutes from here, Adong's, anything you could ever want Asian.
It's awesome. And So the good thing about stir fries, it's what we have around the house or even in the cafe. If you ever want to do one to bring home to your dorm, right? You could do that as well. Get some peppers, some onions, whatever you like, some chicken. You could do shiitake mushrooms, you could do button mushrooms, you could do any kind of mushroom you like. And also you could do any protein you want. If you want to do beef or plant-forward proteins or substitutes, chicken, there's really no limit to what you can do in a stir fry, and that's why it's so great, because you can look in your fridge and see what you have and kind of make it your own.
It's one of those dishes you can really customize to
Yeah,
your
exactly.
taste palette.
And that's what everyone loves customization, so you can kind of play around with it. You can make it spicy, you can make it sweet, you can make it however you like. So that's a benefit of the stir fry again. So we're gonna go down here. So vessel of choice for cooking stir fries, a wok, right? So it's going to get nice heat from the bottom, and then it's going to radiate through the sides. So that's why there's always like a kind of a stirring motion, because you're bringing the high heat to the lower heat and mixing it all together. The problem is if you have a too low heat, your vegetables will become a bit soggy, and you definitely don't want that in a stir fry. You want them to remain have a nice crispness, a nice bite to it. So that's kind of how you want to kind of control it with the heat a little bit, but we're looking for a nice high heat. So again, we're going to start with a neutral oil, which is the vegetable oil. About 3 tablespoons to 4.
And do you have any tips for how to tell if your oil is hot enough?
Yeah, if you start to, you can see it start to shimmer at one point, and also if you put it over. You gotta be careful. With a bit of water, it'll ball up immediately. So I have a pretty good feel with oil. So I just stir fry, so we're just about there.
So fun fact about Chef Mike that many people may not know. Previously, he was a food stylist.
Yes, it might not be what you think, but a food stylist is. I worked at NBC for the Today Show, so what we would do is when chefs would come to visit, we would have to prep all their product for them downstairs. So it's almost like magic when you have these food shows, right? You're like, here's one step, and you have a beautiful raw chicken
comes
right?
out of the oven.
And then all of a sudden it comes out and it's perfectly done. Well, there's multiple steps to get that done. So, and then you make it nice and pretty on the table. So pretty much the chef comes in and they just do the thing and get out. So, so we're gonna start with some of these beautiful long peppers. We got red and green. I'm gonna start sauteing them. And that's what you want to hear. Okay. That means we're doing our job, cooking fast. Doing some beautiful green beans. Now you can control the pan by moving away from the heat source. Now we're going to add a little scallion. What you want to do. If you don't have that skill, you just keep stirring it, right?
So if you were doing protein-based and not mushroom, would you add your protein to your stir fry?
So if I was doing like a beef, first I would probably give it a nice marinade so it has a nice flavor overnight, like soy-based, rice wine vinegar, some citrus maybe, and then I would sear off the beef, and then do the vegetables and add it back in. Okay. Same with chicken. You can, if you have cooked product, you can do that as well. So if you have cooked chicken lying around, you can do that. So we got a couple, this is where you could customize. I have some garlic chili paste, so it's spicy, it's garlicky. And then this is a bean paste, which is a fermented bean chili paste. So there's a lot of umami in there that we spoke of earlier. Soy, some beans that have been fermented. A little sesame oil. A touch of rice wine vinegar. Gonna balance it out. A little more sugar. That should do it. Okay, so our stir-fried vegetables are done. Now we're gonna crisp up our noodles, which there's, as Chef Melissa will tell you, there's a lot of different noodles in the Asian market.
I was in the aisle for probably a good 5 minutes, and I'm like, I think I'm just gonna ask somebody. Because they weren't in the aisle, they were actually in the refrigerator section. So, there are noodles everywhere.
So these are already cooked, so all we want to do is kind of give them a little bit more flavor and crisp them up a little bit. So you see they're nice and loose. And we got some leftover oil from the mushrooms, which will lend to more umami flavor.
And again, going for the sizzle.
Yes. Your pan's not hot enough if you don't hear that sizzle. And we're going to add a little more flavor with more scallions, and they'll fry up a little bit as well. Right. I want a little bit of brown, but not too much where they get overly crispy. So we want a nice little bite and crispness to it, a little crunch. Again, this isn't a wok, but we're doing the same technique as a wok, right? We're using the high heat and making sure we're cooking through and often. When they start jumping out at you a little bit, that's when they're ready, just about ready. You can see they're kind of got some movement in there, and that's swimming, almost ready. So, using one of the tools that are given to us, our hands a little bit, sometimes you could use those to make sure things are done. I can tell that they have a nice al dente to it and a little bit of crispness to it. So we're going to shut that off. Now we can build our bowl. All right, so we got our nice hot noodles here. We're going to put those in a bowl first. So this dish is great because you can have it for dinner, you can have it for lunch, you can have it for a late night snack. Also, one of my favorite things with Asian food, if I have leftover lo mein or rice noodles, I'll add an egg to it, or you can have it at breakfast. That's pretty common in a lot of Asian countries. So we got our nice bowl of noodles here, and here's our stir-fry mix. I'm gonna add that to the noodles. So you can go heavy, go less. You can add broccoli. There's really no rules to it. So now we're going to get our king oyster mushrooms. Also, if you ever do like a dinner party, this is easy and a pretty good showstopper, especially when you're doing techniques for this sort of possibility.
I think that's the nice thing about stir fries. Very easy to accommodate different eating habits, whether it's vegetarian or not.
Exactly. And you wouldn't know this if you eat it. There's so much flavor, you wouldn't know it's missing meat and stuff. So, which is great with stir fries, and especially mushrooms in particular. And we're going to do a little scallion, and then we're doing some sesame seeds to garnish. So, Chef Melissa and I were experimenting with some wontons that we did. So we took wonton sheets and egg washed them, and then a little shaky for my coffee. But nice chip. So you can kind of break this apart here. Garnish it like that.
Also gives you a nice texture element with the crisp.
Always want the crunch factor, right?
Absolutely.
So there you have it. We got spicy king oyster mushroom stir fry with crispy noodles and a crispy wonton chip.
Well, thank you for joining our masterclass today, and a special thanks to Chef Mike, who came in and displayed this beautiful king oyster mushroom stir fry. Anyone didn't see, it's fantastic.
Yeah, thank you for having me again, and and I hope you enjoyed this class a little bit and learned something, and you get to cook at home. So have fun with it.
And join us next time for our next dish. We're going to do a spring pasta dish. If you heart cooking, so do we.